Welcome to another Ward 3 Community Corner. And this is an opportunity for myself as the City Councillor to interview and get to know or talk to residents in Ward 3 who have done amazing things in the community. And today it's a pleasure to be here with Colin Tyler, a longtime business owner in Ward 3 in Mississauga, someone who's been involved in the community in Mississauga in many different ways for many years. And today we're talking about a very special experience that Colin had. About a week and a half ago now, he had the opportunity to be a Pan Am torchbearer. So welcome, Colin.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here today on Community Corner and speak with you. So with regards to being the torchbearer, was it a surprise when you were chosen, or how were you chosen as the torchbearer?
Well, when I received first notification from Sheldon Live at the Mississauga Board of Trade,
Yes.
It was obviously a big surprise. And at first I kind of had to take a moment and just think about what he had just said. And obviously the reality of it started to set in, and I can only describe it as being honored, very honored at the moment in time. And I've stuck with that word. I can't think of any other word. But it was a total surprise, and then I went through the long, arduous process of filling out forms and being registered with the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation and the whole process.
So that's wonderful. Now, there is another reason why being a torchbearer plays some significance to you that may not with some of the other torchbearers that were chosen in Mississauga. Your son is a rower, correct? And how did that play into the experience for you? He has an opportunity to qualify to make the games, is that correct?
Well, my son has now finished school, living down in Prince Edward County and gainfully employed, etc. But he had been to Niagara College, and prior to that Brock University. And at Brock University, he had no idea when he first arrived there, approximately 6 years ago, that he would take on an interest in rowing, which of course is very, very big in the entire Niagara Escarpment area. So he joined the Brock University rowing team. He excelled with them to the point that they rowed various places of significance in the U.S. They were the first Canadian team to win the Dadvale out of Philadelphia, which has about 130 intercollegiate competitors from around the world, and they were the first team to take it out of the continental U.S. and he was on that team, and he excelled to the Team Ontario. He rowed in the Canada Games and acquired a gold and a bronze in that process a number of years back as well. And he had been training out in Vancouver Island as part of Team Ontario and Team Canada, looking at him as a prospect for down the road. He's 26 this August, and they were looking at him for his age 25, which is typically the average age of a Canadian Olympic rower. And typically he could have rowed in these Pan Am Games as we have them coming up right now, and potentially in the Olympics next year. But as you mentioned, the back injury sidelined him, so me running as a torchbearer was very much so a warm thinking process to where he could have been as well.
So he's had a journey through sport with rowing, and we'll continue on with that journey. And the timing of you getting to carry the torches, in a way, intertwined with that journey that.
Oh, very much so. Well. You know, today's decision, or I should say yesterday's decision, you know, to select me as a representative of the Board of Trade, Mississauga Board of Trade, and to carry that torch. As much of a surprise as it is to me today, it certainly brings back, you know, all those fond memories we had of seeing him in his glory days just a few years ago.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you mentioned that it's an honor. You've been involved in the Mississauga Board of Trade for a many number of years in different roles. You're a business leader in Mississauga, and you're involved in the community in many ways. So just the significance of carrying the torch, apart from what you've just talked about with your son and your family having experiences through sport, is there any other significance as a Mississauga business owner or as a longtime resident in Mississauga that you feel is significant in carrying that torch, or the experience when you were actually carrying it? You said you were the 28th Mississauga resident to carry the torch when it was carried from Celebration Square down to Port Credit about a week ago. So the significance there as a Mississauga resident and business owner, how was that? How did that experience tie into it?
Well, a torchbearer, as per se, is, I guess, a position of acknowledgement of some form of a leadership. And I have to assume that at this point in life, perhaps I was chosen because I have taken on willfully, a considerable level of volunteerism and help and support, and epitomizing, I guess, all the right things in life. Kept all my ducks in line, if you will. And but for me personally, to carry it was in essence sort of everything I have done has been done right and proper. It's sort of a self-justification thing that I felt a great level of pride. If one was ever to question oneself as to, how successful am I in this world? Am I doing everything right? Definitely the feeling that I had going through those 2 minutes of running down here on Ontario Street was, I have arrived.
That's wonderful.
I have done it to a certain extent, I guess.
Yeah. Wonderful. It's definitely an incredible way to get. I was here at Celebration Square and then down in Port Credit, and it's definitely, I think, a wonderful way to get the community members, residents involved in the whole experience. So you carrying the torch is one way to promote the games. Are there any other ways as a business leader or as a community leader that you have been, or you find yourself promoting the games, or are looking to promote the games in the next couple of weeks leading to the actual games?
Well, we have definitely, through myself being involved as a torchbearer in the first position, been promoting our involvement, with the Pan Am Games in that process. We've been using social media, Facebook. I'm well connected socially and business socially in those respects. Through our company newsletter, at Century Audio Visual, we put out a newsletter every month of highlights of typically things to do with the audiovisual industry. We like to highlight our employees from time to time as well. And we elected to highlight the Pan Am Games and my personal involvement in the torch in our issue that just went out a few weeks ago. And in the ensuing weeks, definitely, I will be taking a more heightened process and be attending some of the games as well.
That's wonderful. So what events do you plan to attend?
Oh, I would want to attend rowing. I think that's
rowing.
That's a given there, and also the soccer in Hamilton, because
wonderful.
we've got lots of family involvement in soccer as well. So those are our key interest sports right now.
That's wonderful. I'm going to be out at the games as well. Maybe I'll see you in Welland. I do have tickets to go to rowing and martial arts as well here at the Mississauga Center, at the Hershey Center, Mississauga Center during the games, and some of the track events. So well, it's been a pleasure having you on Community Corner. I know that you are you speak so highly of our great city of Mississauga. From the business community, but also as a resident and community leader. And congratulations on having the opportunity to carry the torch. And it was wonderful to hear a little bit about your experience here today. So
well, thank you very much for having me here on your Community Corner, Chris.
Thank you
very much, and thank you.